Must be the money. Yeah. Must be the money. It's got to be, 'cause I got folks wanting to be my friend. Must be the money. People I never knew, people I never thought I'd connect with. Oh no, I don't know what it is. Talk to me, check it out. Must be the money. Must be the money that's got them on my side. Must be the money. Must be the money. I'm never going wrong. Must be the money. Must be the money that keeps me looking fly. Must be the money. Must be the money that's got me cruising in style. Must be the money. Must be the money that's got me rolling so smooth. Must be the money. Must be, 'cause I got folks wanting to be my friend. Must be the money. People I never knew, people I never thought I'd connect with. Oh no, I don't know what it is. Talk to me, check it out. Be the money. Must be the money. I've got so much bling. Must be the money. Must be the money. 26 with all this wealth. Must be the money. Must be the money that funds my lifestyle. Must be the money. Must be the money. The party's at my place.
We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
Must be the money. Must be the money that's got me rolling so smooth. Must be the money. Must be, 'cause I got folks wanting to be my friend. Must be the money. People I never knew, people I never thought I'd connect with. Oh no, I don't know what it is. Talk to me, check it out.
Salute to just my 4 cents, guys, with a $5 super chat. Salute to you. Why is a job and a paycheck always giving credit to the white man? We give white people too much credit. Well, I mean, considering the fact that the majority of employers in America or entrepreneurs in America are white, and the majority of black people work for either the government or white people, it's not giving credit to white people. It's just telling the damn truth. Black people work for whites. It is what it is, pal. But salute to you, just my 4 cents. Positivity is definitely coming your way at the speed of light, buddy. We got T Spells in the building. Salute to you.
Must be the money. Must be the money that's got them on my side. Must be the money. Must be the money. I'm never going wrong. Must be the money. Must be the money that keeps me looking fly. Must be the money. Must be the money that's got me cruising in style.
T Spells with the $5 super chat. She says, "Good morning, CT. Good morning to you, T Spells. Positivity is definitely coming your way." You have Sheena with the membership. Thank you so much, Sheena. EAE says this episode will get 30 concurrent viewers max, just like the previous shows on science and Star Trek. Ninjas don't care about science, but will definitely get a lot of Bible quotes today. We got Zach in the back already. We're going to have a good show today, guys, because I want to talk about my favorite subject in the entire universe, which is science. And I want to talk about my favorite black scientist. My favorite black scientist is Sylvester James Gates. That's James Gates. His famous work is in supersymmetry. And I've talked about him before. I've done shows on him before. But I also want to prove a point. Black people don't care about science or technology or engineering or mathematics. And also, black people don't care about when you do positive shows like the one I'm doing today. Afro Nerd, this show is dedicated to you. You email me all the time and you question my motives on YouTube. But I'm going to prove today, and I'm going to prove to the world that you blacks, you're constant victims, and you don't give a goddamn about the Communitah. You're not going to, I know for a fact that you're not going to call in today. Guys, get the likes up, share the video. Salute everybody in the chat. Positivity is coming your way, man. Marvelous Revolution, salute to you, man. Distant Light, salute to you. Sire, what's up, man? Salute to you. Positivity. He says, damn, what about the non-blacks who don't call in on the science? I don't care about the non-blacks. I don't care if they call in or not. But I'm going to prove a point today, especially to this racist right here. Black people don't give a goddamn when you do something positive. I'm going to do something positive the entire day. I'm going to talk about science and black scientists and inventors. And I want all of the people who call me a coon and Uncle Tom, call in today and let's talk about your favorite inventors, your favorite black scientists and mathematicians. What's up, Zach? Salute to you, man. Go ahead, buddy.
So just a little question to start off the show, since it's topic related. Where does the term the real McCoy come from?
George Washington Carver.
No.
Who?
Well, I'll give you a hint. His last name is McCoy.
Yeah, he was an inventor, man. He invented he has 100+ inventors. I know who it is, bro. Go ahead.
You know, he's one of many black inventors, Elijah McCoy.
Elijah McCoy, correct.
He invented the automatic lubricator for the steam engine.
Mm-hmm.
And that was later used in automobiles. So, you know, automobile, one of the greatest inventions of all time, wouldn't be possible without.
I think it's one of the top 5 inventions of all time, without a doubt.
Say that again.
I believe it is one of the top 5 inventions of all time. It definitely has progressed the human race forward because we're able to get to distances faster. So yeah, go ahead.
Man, you brought up George Washington Carver. Of course, he's super important to the world of agriculture. You know, without him, we might not have any soil left to grow any food.
Yep.
Might all be starving to death.
Yeah, he was very integral in food production. Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, we have to acknowledge the fact that people have destroyed history, so we don't know everything about history, but we're pretty certain that civilization was invented by black people.
One of the greatest mathematicians in history was Imhotep.
The Greeks pretty much learned everything about mathematics from Egypt. So you could say that really, I mean, even though our history books credit to all these Greeks and we learned about Pythagoras and stuff, they say Pythagoras learned what he learned in Egypt. And we know that's not where white people come from.
Yep.
How many wonders of the world are connected to darker complected people?
Well, I know the pyramids are the first wonder, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one wonder. I believe the Ishtar gates in Babylon are a wonder, correct?
I would imagine so.
I think so. And the Babylonians were darker complected people. What else? You could say the Great Wall of China. Do you think the Chinese are darker complected people?
Of course they are.
Okay. Go ahead, buddy.
So I just don't get why you always play that clip of the guy saying, you know, how's it go again? A black man doesn't know about anything because he hasn't built anything. I don't understand why you play that clip. I mean, that just sounds like a really ignorant person speaking.
Real quick, isn't the Taj Mahal a wonder of the world? I think the Taj Mahal is a wonder. That's dope.
And they're definitely darker complected people down there.
People, yeah. I believe that history is written. And now this is where I'm gonna kind of come on your side, Zach. I believe that a lot of our history is made up, and it might be a elite, secretive organization that has made up a lot of history and have placed whites at the top. I really believe that a lot of societies have risen and fallen. There are a lot of societies that probably were very technologically advanced that we've forgotten about through history. They may have existed 20,000 years ago. We never know. But I don't believe that a lot of this technology is anything new, bro. I don't believe for certainly that the 1800s, you just see this catapult in inventions and idea. I just don't believe it. I believe that this history, those books that were destroyed in ancient Egypt, these libraries that were destroyed, contained all types of information from darker complected people. I totally agree with that. So that's one thing I will agree with you on. Is as insane as you are, I will agree with you on that. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Nothing insane about what we're doing. We're just taking advantage of the rigged system. You know, case in point, CT, I've taught you about 35 Thursday, how from the news to the sports, it'll be all 35 rituals. Yesterday, John Bolton indicted 35 days from his birthday, age 76 on the day, leaving 76 days left in the year.
Okay.
Over in baseball, Dodgers with the big 76 gasoline sign win at the stadium that has the 76 gematria. Dodger Stadium, as the Mariners pick up their 76th loss on the year. Just for the record, we're 7-0 in the ALCS and NLCS. We've been torching.
I stopped watching baseball. I stopped watching baseball when the Guardians lost the wild card.
Were they calling it the Icy Hot Bowl last night on Thursday Night Football?
I don't know.
They were.
Did you watch the Steelers last night?
Did
you watch the game?
Well, I just checked the outcome and saw that.
Did you see what this silly kid? I don't like the Steelers. I don't really care for Aaron Rodgers, but did you see that silly ass kid jump on Aaron Rodgers?
I missed that. No.
Okay, never mind. It was like a celebratory thing. This kid, he was I forgot his damn name, but he's a lineman. He jumped over Aaron Rodgers, and I'm like, dude, are you stupid? This dude is like 40-something years old, man. He gonna bust his Achilles. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just making the point. It's the same stuff every week. We call it 35 Thursday. In gematria, Thursday equals 35. So does Icy Hot. Last night, the Bengals stayed on 35 home losses versus the Steelers with the upset. We knew 17 was going to be big yesterday because Ohio's the 17th state. I'm sure you remember when LeBron left Ohio on the first day of the 7th month. If you weren't watching my channel, I told everybody that day. I said LeBron will win the Lakers their 17th championship in his 17th season. They had to sacrifice Kobe that year for it. But anyway, last night, Ohtani, number 17, first player to score in baseball.
Let me read this. Is this the same one? I already read that one. Thank you so much again, T-Spells. Go ahead.
That's why you don't learn, because you're not paying attention. But yesterday's date numerology was 17.
Zach, how can I learn something that's fake? Zach, how can I learn something that's fake? Come on, Zach. This is like me paying attention to somebody.
Mathematics is fake?
Zach, gematria is fake. This is like me learning Pokemon cards.
Well,
and which Pokemon
was yesterday the 289th day of the year, and is the square root of that number 17?
Zach, are you asking me what the square root of 298 is, Zach?
89.
Zach, I'm not. Zach, I don't know. Okay, Zach, I don't know.
Is math like Pokemon? Well, listen, we said 17 was going to be huge yesterday in sports. We had Noah Fant for the big touchdown for his 17th career touchdown. First run scored in baseball yesterday was number 17, Ohtani. Look at the ESPN this morning. They're saying how Toronto's never hit 17 home runs in the postseason. New team record yesterday on the 289th day of the year, et cetera, et cetera. Again, you learn this knowledge. You see how the sports game is rigged by the numbers, and so is the news. 35 Thursday all day. Who was fined yesterday in the NBA for $35,000? That was another headline.
Oh.
Same stuff week after week. So again, I don't know where your argument is. I don't think you have one. You don't have a real argument.
Well, I didn't come today to discuss gematria. I came today to talk
the only reason I brought it up is because you had to make your little remark. I wanted to talk about inventors because there's a long list of them, but we had to start with the real
Zach.
McCoy.
Let's talk about the real McCoy. Let's talk about inventors today, Zach. Let's do that. You want to talk about that, man? Let's talk about who can we talk about, Zach? You want to talk about Garrett Morgan, Lewis Latimer, Patricia Bath? Who do you want to talk about, Zach?
You know, the beauty of the internet is it's so easy to access information.
Mark. Are you familiar with Mark Dean?
I actually don't know that one.
He's an IBM computer engineer. He co-invented the personal computer and the color monitor.
So if you're aware of these things, why do you say the things you say?
What do I say, Zach?
Well, you play that clip all the time and you let it speak for your channel, don't you?
And what's so wrong with that clip?
Play the clip real quick. I forget how it goes.
Okay, hang tight. I'll play the clip for you, Zach. Give me a second here. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Get the likes up. Happy Friday, guys. Salute.
We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
Go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
So how false is that statement? Isn't the whole thing false?
Well, listen, a lot of it is false. Pastor Manning obviously is speaking about our current timeline. And obviously there were African civilizations, black civilizations that, rose to different levels of civilization. You could argue that the Egyptians probably, and I'm willing to believe it, they probably were in the industrial age thousands of years ago. There had to have been some sort of technologies they were using that required components that would put you through that threshold, right? That would make you an industrial civil, like steam powered engines, right? Isn't that part of the Industrial Revolution? Yes,
I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but so what I'm saying is, if I'm not mistaken, even the Romans dibbled and dabbled in thermal energy. So, but yeah, I mean, but we're not talking about 50,000 years ago. We're talking about today. That's why it's funny when you listen to Pastor Manning. Go ahead, buddy.
Sure. And I think that should be the focus of everybody. How did we go from this race of people being the most advanced, who brought about civilization, all this advancement, to what we now see in modern culture? How did this happen? How did this transformation happen? And again, I think some of that's quite evident. But
Zach, you don't understand. Imperious with the $2 cash app. Every black. Hold on for a second, Zach. Give me a second here, buddy. Guys, get the likes up, share the video. Positivity is definitely coming your way. Zach, you don't understand the mission here today. And the mission here today, Zach, is you got a lot of people like an Afro nerd. You probably don't know these people, but like an Afro nerd, old man Ben that you've spoken to. You have people like a Wall Street Willie, Linwood. They will call me a coon and Uncle Tom. They will say that I am the worst thing for the black community. But when discussing anything productive about blacks, they don't call in. So this is what the show is about today. So today we're going to talk about black inventors, black scientists. We've named about 10 of them already, and we've talked about them. They're not going to call in. That's what this show is about today. It's to prove to you, Zach, or it's to show you. I ain't got nothing to prove to you, but it's to show you, Zach, the bullshitting and the bullshitters in the Communitah. Let me read this super chat, buddy. Imperious with the $2 super chat says, every black invention is an offshoot of a white one. No, it's not, bro. No, it's not, Imperious. It's not. It's not.
I got to ask you something about that comment. Wouldn't you say it's the exact opposite of that is probably closer to the truth?
Yeah. I learned about ancient Egypt when I was in high school. And I learned and did my own research that a lot of information was stolen. A lot of technology was stolen from Egypt by particularly the Greeks. And then when you look at even religious ceremonies and you look at religion, it to me, it's not a coincidence that a lot of Abrahamic religions, Islam, Christianity, it's no coincidence that some of the stories in the Bible or the Quran seem similar to some of the stories in ancient Egyptian mythology and other mythologies. Now we call them mythologies across the globe. So yeah, I would agree with you on this one. I would agree that a lot of ancient black history or darker complected history was indeed stolen by whiter people. I've always thought that, but that was 50,000 years ago, probably. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I get your point.
I agree with you.
Remind me what you just said. Again, Egypt, 42 laws of Ma'at. 42 is big in the New Testament. It begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. The first law of Ma'at is, I will not sin.
Yeah, and supposedly that's where Moses got the 10 commandments. I learned that when I was 14 years old. Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
But again, so we have these very advanced people who gave us civilization and led us to where we are today. Now, since you brought up religion, I mean, there is this interesting part of the end of the New Testament about the synagogue.
Imperius says, "You dumbass, ancient Egyptian had 90% white DNA," says the person who is not a geneticist, the person who does not study DNA. Here goes a person who is just a regular white guy living in.
Put up an image of the Sphinx. Let's see how white that face looks.
Zach, I don't have to. Zach, I've done about 10 shows about how Egypt was a black land. I don't have nothing to prove to an Imperius. Even the fact that Egypt is in Africa. Why would I have to prove that the Egyptians are black to white people? And Egypt is in Africa. So, when I listen to an Imperius, I see a little weak little man who's insecure. And he's insecure about his own history and culture. And he knows that ancient Egypt was a black land. He knows that a lot of his religious practices comes from my motherland. I don't have to argue with these people. I have nothing to prove to the Imperius. And like you said, the Sphinx, I've gone to all types of museums. The Sphinx and other busts, they look like me in the face. So I don't have nothing to prove to anybody. That's why I don't debate people. I just show you the fact. Here goes the fact. The Kushites and the Kushites had pyramids. They still have pyramids that arguably predate the pyramids in Giza. Zach, I'm very familiar with this history, man. I'm very familiar. I know you guys may think I'm a coon, man, but it's more.
I think you can play both sides. I've seen the old CT. So
yeah,
that's why I'm not. Again, I see that there's money to be made in this. Wearing the mega hat as a black guy. I see it as a grift. It's okay.
Yeah,
but again, this thing. Since we brought up religion,
Pierce says the coward who muted me because of his gay lover.
This part, though, at the end of the
Bible, or not, Imperius, but your own Catholic Church has a lot of gay loving. So go ahead, Zach. Go ahead.
Again, this part at the end of the Bible talking about the synagogue of Satan, those who claim to be ooze but are not, when all the evidence seems to suggest that the original Hebrew people looked like you. Just like how Jesus is from Judea, and the only physical description, somebody with burnt brass skin and hair that's like wool.
Yeah.
So it seems that there has been this effort throughout history to change history and replace certain people.
Without a doubt.
And take credit for their accomplishments. And it does seem like there's an active thing by this same synagogue of Satan type. That scrawny guy you bring on here with the toothpick arms.
Easy. Me, you were doing good. Easy.
Again,
doing good, Zach. But now you're kind of crossing your bounds. But go ahead.
I think we're staying within the bounds. I think we're staying within the bounds here. So
go ahead.
Again, it seems that these people have done something to work really hard to lower the consciousness level of not only people that look like you, but really the whole world, but really targeting people that look like you more than any other. And again, like we said the other day, you even acknowledged, I said, if you and I are driving down the street and we both rolled something up and we left a few crumbs in the ashtray and we both get pulled over, it's more likely that you're going to end up in more trouble than me, just statistically, the way things work. So you just have this system that on so many levels is working more against somebody like you to hold you down. And I'll remind you, the Ooish people, they're into something called Kabbalah. And if you study Kabbalah, there's all kinds of components to it. But, it's about, there's a dark side. And that dark side is about using the knowledge to keep people in lower levels of consciousness. And I mean, again, what your community is targeted with. You talk about how degenerate the music is and the entertainment and the shows.
But I don't blame the Jays for that. I don't blame the current Jays for that. But I do talk about that. Go ahead.
Well, again, we know who's running the studios that's mostly putting that out. And again, I mean, that's kind of my takeaway from how this has happened. A lot of levels of deception and but again, I mean, what happens if you take all that away? You take away the unjust system that targets these people, the media that's targeting these people that's meant to keep them in a lower state. do we see a resurgence of what once was?
Zach, real quick, did you look up a professor of mine by the name of Halim El-Dab?
I don't know who that is, but if you want to spell her name, I'll look her up.
His name, Halim, Halim space El hyphen DABH. If I'm not mistaken. Halim El-Dab was a famous Egyptian musician. He was also my professor in college. You know what he told me about the black man in Egypt?
What?
He said, it is widely known that the ancient Egyptian, which is the black man, they use vibration to build the pyramids. Now, we were younger. We thought he was on blotter acid when he said that. But the older I've gotten, the more I'm starting to think a lot of this shit there's a lot of lost information, lost building skills. There's something lost about the human nature. So I'm starting to not necessarily believe it, but I'm starting to look into it a little bit more. His name was Halim El-Dab. He said that.
That's to do with Hermeticism. Yeah, that's and Hermeticism goes back to Egypt.
He said to us. He said that the ancient Egyptians, man, were clearly black. And he said, just look at the rhythm of black people now. He said, look at the rhythm now, blacks. Look at how blacks are able to use the call and response during church. Look at how blacks are able to get a crowd going with their music. He said, imagine what blacks were doing 10,000 years ago when they could focus more on rhythm than focus on going to a 9 to 5. Well, I guess going to the 9 to 5 would be building that goddamn pyramid for the pharaoh, but maybe we don't know why they were building the pyramid. I don't know. We were always taught that the pyramid was a burial ground. Maybe the pyramid was more than just a burial for the pharaoh. That's a lot of stone to bury one man. It's a lot of manpower to bury one man. Maybe the pyramids were an extra communicate. Maybe they were a device, a satellite to communicate with the stars. You know this, the pyramids, I don't know if you know this, but the 3 pyramids are in line with, what is it, Sirius A and Sirius B. The whole concept was as below, so below, as above, so below. Dude, I know all about this history, man. I know all about it, man. I'm not a coon the way that you think I am, Zach. I know a lot about this stuff. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. You can talk.
Sure. And it's just like the Washington Monument. It's also aligned with the stars, and that architecture comes from Egypt. You see that all the city-states of the world have a very similar thing. So yeah, the things that the Egyptians figured out, and the things they were building thousands of years ago, the moderns are still doing, but they're not acknowledging the historical significance. And
let me read this real quick. Imperial says HIV started in Africa. Blacks equals gays per. No, HIV did not start in Africa. HIV, like most cooties, started with white people. Whites to this day have sex with animals. I've done stories on it, Imperious. I'm not saying all whites do it, but I mean, I see white girls out. I can go outside right now, hold my breath, and know that I won't suffocate because I know I'll see some white broad kissing a dog. I gotta disagree with that, Imperious. I think that's a big propaganda movement. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't. In fact, the African has generally viewed the animal as a separate species, not as a household friend or family member. Let's just be honest about it, man. White people are the ones who practice husbandry and work extensively with controlling animals, not blacks. I don't think so, buddy. A lot of black people just let animals just be. Sorry, Imperious, you're not gonna win this one, son. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm siding with Zach on this, man, but I know what I see in public, man. I know I've seen white girls sleeping with their dogs. I would never sleep with a dog. I would never cuddle with one. It's a goddamn dog. It's a lower species than me. It's not an inferior species, but I'm not about to sit up here and cuddle with a dog. That's an abomination. And who gets caught doing certain things with cats and dogs? It's generally white people, Imperious. Let me read these super chats real quick. Imperious with the $2. Hey, Imperious, man, you got to send. Listen, bro, I appreciate it, man, but I can't keep stopping the show for $2 cash apps, man. I can't keep stopping it for $2 cash apps, buddy. I mean, I rock with you, man, but this is again. Let me see. Imperious says, effing a black is a effing an animal. Check the DNA. That didn't hit, bro. Black Bear says pyramids are the first Israelite satellites of the world. Thank you so much, Black Bear. And Seth with the $5 super chat. CT, that don't make every snigger on the planet an astronomer. Didn't have to be. Didn't have to be. Didn't say that. But I agree with Zach on this one. I've done shows about this. I believe thousands of years ago that the blacks practiced a level of civilization on par probably with the industrial age of the 1700s or 1800s. It is very plausible to assume this, man. And it's very plausible to assume that they had techniques that we have lost that were the reason why they built these structures. And maybe we don't even exactly know what those structures are for. Supposedly the Sphinx was supposed to be a guardian of the pyramids. Maybe I don't know, man. Maybe some of this stuff is wildly true. I have no idea. But today we are talking about black inventors and black scientists. And ancient Egypt certainly had their black inventors and scientists. Imhotep. They practice high-level farming. You know, you got to feed people, and they definitely had a metropolitan city. They had some sort of hierarchy and structure. So who's to say what happened back then? Guys, get the likes up, share the video, man. Thank you so much, Seth, once again, man. Where are the pro-blacks in FBA at today, Zach, when I'm talking highly of black people? Where they at?
Well, it's still early. You know, I'm sure as your show goes on, it'll pick up like it normally does. If you do one of those,
what do you think about what Imperious is saying
after sun goes down?
Yeah. What do you think about what Imperious is saying? Go ahead, buddy.
Well, again, I've told you about this before with the supposed HIV originating in Africa. So again, it's not to say that science isn't real, but I see a lot of scientific manipulation and people using the title of science to falsify ideas. Go back to the 90s when this research came out that HIV traced back to Africa.
Yeah, we gotta say HIV because YouTube may ding me for medical misinformation.
So how do you want me to phrase this?
HIV.
Oh, HIV. Okay. HIV. So Dr. Ho, it was Dr. Ho. So just think about that. Because what do they say about HIV? Sexually transmitted. So we got Dr. Ho.
Dr. Ho,
who traces it back to the Belgian Congo, the year Motown came out, 1959. And again, you learn this gematria thing. What's Belgian Congo equal? It equals 59, like slave, like Negro, like Rasta, like blues, like, again, Ephesians 6 verses 5 through 9, slaves shall obey your masters. I don't know why you got to make that face. I mean,
because it's like, okay, because it's like we were. Okay, I'm gonna listen. Go ahead. Okay,
you don't think it's funny that Belgian Congo equals 59 in the year?
I have no idea how to do the calculation on this.
Do we got to put the calculator on the screen again? Do we have to go through it?
Sure, please.
Okay, we got to do the calculator. I don't know how we haven't learned this. I mean, I've been here for almost a year now, CT.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach, it's my priority to learn the gematria calculator. Guys, give Speak Radio a big thumbs up, $.
Must be the money. Must be the money. Got to be, 'cause I got what's wanting to be my friend. Must be the money. People I never knew, people I never thought I could never.
Speak Radio says HIV was created in a lab by men who look like Imperious. I can believe that too. I could definitely believe that, because where was this at in the 1800s? Where was this at in the 1500s? Why did it all of a sudden just sprout up out of nowhere? And why were mostly white men dying of this in the 70s and the 80s? I can go over a laundry list of men in LA and New York, white, that were dying of HIV, or it progressed to, I can't say the word, but you guys get what I'm saying. Go ahead. Okay, what are we looking at, Zach? Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, so we got it up on the screen. Okay,
Yes.
let's go over how this works again. The most simple cipher, the alphabetic order. That's where A is 1 up to Z is 26. You can see slave is 59 in that cipher, just like Negro, like blues, like Rasta, like Obama's Secret Service name Renegade, okay? So, most simple cipher. Are we following? A is 1 up to Z is 26?
I'm looking at it.
Okay, so let's type out Belgian Congo now. Belgian Congo. This is the alphabetic order with numerology, okay? So A is still 1 up to Z is 26, but we're just applying numerology to each letter. So Z becomes 8 because the numerology of 26 is 2 plus 6 is 8. Why the 25th letter? Why would that be 7, CT? Why would the 25th letter become 7?
You tell me, Zach. I don't know.
2 plus 5, 7. X, the 24th letter. Why would it become 6? 2 plus 4 for 24 is 6.
Okay.
Are we following? We're just making each letter a single-digit number based on the alphabetic order. Just to make a point, you know, Diddy, his supposed prison sentencing on the anniversary of OJ being acquitted, he's going to get out right after he turns 59. Bad Boy Records 59. You can see when you run it in reverse, it's 76. Again, just like slave, you run the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26. Slave is 76 instead. Acts 7:6, about 400 years of slavery. Ephesians 6, verses 5 through 9, slaves obey your masters. So the 4 base ciphers, alphabetic order with numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. And again, think about this. The feds recognize Black History Month in the year 76, the month that ends on the 59th day of the year. They did that February 10th, 76, 31 years to the day later. You see how slave is 14 and 31? Look at Obama. 31 years to the day later, February 10th, 2007, Obama announces he's running for president. And again, his name, Barack Obama, also equals 76. His Secret Service name, Renegade, 59. These numbers all over Black history and rituals. You know, we just saw George Foreman die at 76. In recent years, his daughter had died 59 days after his birthday. Of course, he won 76 fights. On and on and on. And it's just like when they had to do the story the day that Diddy supposedly took Obama-shaped ecstasy, that was 76 days before Obama's birthday. So, again, Belgian Congo in 59 to say it's a Black disease, you're not following the ritualism here, CT?
I will admit it does seem kind of interesting. I will admit that. But who placed it in the Congo?
Well, is the story even true? I mean, how about just made up? It comes out in the 90s. Yeah. In the 90s, Dr. Ho says, I figured it out. It was the Belgian Congo in 59 because, and what did they allude to? That people were having sex with monkeys? I mean, come on. The whole thing doesn't sound racist?
Yeah. How it's possible to have sex with a monkey is beyond my imagination. Lawrence with the $5 super chat. Zach, do you think Imperius is wise beyond his years? Or do you think he's a babbling baboon of buffoonery? Go ahead, buddy.
Well, again, he claims to be some high-class lawyer, and all we've ever seen of him is the camera pointing at his high-water jeans and his dirty sneakers. So I just, that on the surface.
Yeah. Mike from Boston says, you have the schizophrenia calculator on screen. Come on, Mike from Boston. As Tech with the 5 Australian, we don't have the help you need here, Zach. Seek a professional. Guys, get the likes up, share the video, guys. Go ahead, Zach, because I too believe that HIV was created in a lab. I do believe, Zach, even if you go back and you look up the people who died.
Can you put the calculator back up real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. I thought I was talking, but go ahead. Yeah.
So again, in 2017, I wrote a book about how they always put 42 and 59 together when they shame and murder Black people, just like George Foreman died in a ritual that also was very connected to 42. But do you see what HIV equates to?
42.
Yeah.
Interesting. That is very interesting. If you were to spell out the actual name of it, the scientific name, I wonder what that would add out to. You want to do that? Yeah, you want to do that for us?
I honestly don't know. I got to look it up.
Isn't it the
human immunodeficiency virus?
Yeah.
All
right, let's see what it says. 388. Now, what does that mean?
I'm looking at this. I'd have to think if there is something to this. I've told you before about 134 being a destructive number. We brought this up when we talked about Matt Damon in the movie where he's stuck on Mars and he's farming his potatoes out of human manure. And on the 134th day, the whole place blows up because every day in the day count.
Yeah,
There is something very destructive about the number 134. And it's interesting because it goes back to Tisha B'Av, which is about the destruction of the temples. And of course, the body's the temple. Just for the record, in Gematria, Masonic temple equals 206. Can you think about why that's significant to a human being?
206? No, why?
What is it about us humans in the number 206?
I don't know.
How many bones in the human body?
We have 206 bones in our body. I didn't know that. I think
the
I learned
body is
that
the temple. Masonic temple equals 206.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's pretty interesting, isn't it?
I will admit it is. It is kind of interesting now that I think about it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I got to go help out with the little one. But again, the real McCoy CT, don't forget it.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah. Peace.
Until next time.
Thank you so much, Zach. As Tech, me and Zach kind of were on the same playing field today. As Tech with the 5 Australian, why would Jesuits base Gematria in a language, English, that won't come about for many centuries on Earth? You are effing nuts, Zach. Yikes. Jesus Christ, man. Guys, get the likes up, share the video. Happy Friday to you guys. Positivity is definitely coming your way, man. I really appreciate all of your support. I'm a coon. I'm an Uncle Tom. Quote, you are the worst, or you are worser than a white supremacist. End quote. Hyphen Linwood. Well, I'm talking highly of Black people today. I'm talking highly about ancient Black civilizations. I haven't made any disparaging comments about any Blacks today. Where are the pro-Blacks? Where are the FBAs at? It's only one question. Who is your favorite scientist and or inventor? Where are they at? You'd think the panel would be full. But this further proves my point that they don't really care about the Black community. And I know for a fact, and I'm going to call out names. They're not calling in today. Lena, where is Afro Nerd? Where is Old Man Ben, 70 years old? Where is Linwood? Where is Wall Street Willie? Where are these favorite characters that call in when I'm talking about the destructive nature of Black culture? The stories we hear, where are they at now to talk about famous Black scientists and mathematicians? Me and Zach just named about a dozen people. Where are they at? Where are they at, ma'am? And by the way, who are your favorite Black scientists and engineers, man?
Shout out, my favorite is Mae Jemison, first Black woman out of space. I know about her because that's the name of the school that my daughter attended.
They named the school after Mae Jemison? I didn't know that.
Yes, they did.
That okay.
Is it Hazelcrest or is it Country Club? It's on the border. Shout out to another one is Catherine. You know, you remember Hidden Figures.
Catherine Johnson.
Yeah, that's another one. Mathematician.
Beautiful high yellow woman.
Yeah, she's very smart.
Do you think she's Black? You think she's Black?
I think she's Black. She said she's Black.
Okay.
You could be Black and come out
and be high yellow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Right to my cousin. If I tell you her, you won't believe how yellow she is. And she has Black hair.
I talked to one of your cousins who said she was an Indian woman.
Yeah, she has Native American on her dad's side. That's not my side. I'm related to her mom's.
Okay.
But his dad is like Native American or something. He looks like a Black Native American. long hair, real dark skin. But
right.
I just feel I'm proud of the achievements of my ancestors. It tells a different story that we're not all DEIs. That before the DEI was there, we still got sought out after for our expertise, and that we have the ability to do so. People pick on us. We're only 13% of the population, so we're not going to be that many in science. Of course, there's going to be more white people statistically, per capita. So it's a lot of them, a lot of white people. So yeah, but I'm glad that Black people do make advances in science.
That's it.
Well, you want me to name some more? I mean, I could.
I mean, we go in depth when we are talking about Black dysfunctionality.
Yeah,
Why
we
like Macy Jameson?
because she did so much. She went from she's an engineer, she's a physician.
She was a physician.
I think she's a physician now. Let me double check.
Mm-hmm. Super hot too back in the day. Super hot. She might have been mixed with Korean. She looked kind of like kind of like slanty eyes.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she's a medical doctor too now. That's a big jump to go from engineering, like one hard subject on its own, but then I'm also gonna become a doctor. And then I went out of space. I mean, that's one hell of a resume.
Where's Afro Nerd today?
You never know. Maybe Afro Nerd is discovering something. Maybe he's his own scientist in the making.
Where's Linwood at?
Linwood is probably working. Shout out to the brothers that work.
Well, he's working any other day when he calls in.
He might be busy. He might
said that I was worse than a white supremacist.
I don't think you're a white supremacist. I think you generally do mean well.
Where's he at right now to talk about Black achievement?
You never know. He could be finishing a book about it. He write a book. He always have a reference.
Let me read the super chat real quick. Salute to you, Speak Radio. Positivity is coming your way, but must be the money. Thank you so much.
Must be the money, that's got me rolling so smooth. Must be the money, must be, cause I got folks wanting to be my friend. Must be the money, people I never knew, people I never thought I'd connect with. Oh no, I don't know what it is. Talk to me, check it out.
Speak Radio with the $5 super chat. As Tech stated that Egypt was in the Mediterranean, so he's just as crazy. Exact. Yeah. It
isn't in the Mediterranean. I know the Mediterranean touches it somehow.
Yeah. Cairo is in Africa. It's in Mommy Africa. Go ahead, man.
Also, this for Aztec. I see him. He's like, why would gematria based he said it based it's following after English, and English wasn't invented for years after it. Maybe gematria was so good, knew that English was about to come out, and that it predicted it, so that's why it's based in English. I'm just saying. As a gematria fan.
Of equations. I've been for the last 15 years.
This is my favorite scientist right here. Do you know this man?
I'm familiar. He did something with
supersymmetry. He works with supersymmetry.
Oh, supersymmetry. Oh.
Sylvester James Gates, known as S. James Gates. He's an American theoretical physicist who works on supersymmetry, supergravity, and superstring theory. He is currently the Toll Professor of Physics at the University of Maryland. He also holds the Clark Leadership Chair in Science with Physics Department at the University of Maryland College of Computer, Mathematical, and Natural Sciences. He is also affiliated with the University Maryland School of Public Policy. He previously was the Brown University Theoretical Physics Center Director, Lena, and the Ford Foundation Professor of Physics. He served on former President Barack Obama's Council of advisors of science and technology. Basically, in a nutshell, he researches theories to try to unify quantum mechanics, the physics of the very small, and gravity, the physics of the very large. His work on supersymmetry and string theory explores whether there are hidden symmetries or extra dimensions underlying particles and forces in the universe.
Oh, that's interesting. Quantum physics is hard. I know quantum physics is about studying how things work on a atomical nature, like real small, very small. Another person, can I say someone else I like? I also like what's her name? They called her the human computer. She was Vaughn. I think her name's like Dorothy Vaughn or something. She worked for NASA. She was a human computer. She was actually a supervisor, black woman.
I'm not familiar with her. Gotta look her up. Supercomputer.
They call it human computer. They called her a human computer.
Here we go. This is my favorite scientist right here.
Kinds of questions that my colleagues here have been raising. And what I've come to understand is that there are these incredible pictures that contain all the information of a set of equations that are related to string theory. And it's even more bizarre than that, because when you then try to understand these pictures, you find out that buried in them are computer codes just like the type that you find in a browser when you go surf the web. And so I'm left with the puzzle of trying to figure out whether I live in the matrix or not.
Leading a group of both mathematicians and physicists about 10 years ago, we found an extraordinary result in some of the equations that are part of string theory. We have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error-correcting codes. Many people like to say my work supports simulation theory. I actually believe that it's pointing to something far more beautiful and subtle about the nature of the laws of physics.
These are pictures.
Simulation theory. Lena, I've done DMT in the past. You know what DMT is, Lena? You ever heard of DMT?
Dimensional
Dimethyltryptamine.
Oh, okay.
Actually, in every plant base or every plant on the planet, you don't smoke it, you vaporize it. Do you want to know what I've seen on DMT every single time?
What have you seen?
A digitized environment. A digitized environment. People have experienced, everybody who smoked DMT, they've said the same thing, that they're like, what was presented to them was digits. You know, like when you look at like at a computer,
like the matrix 0-1, like binary code.
Yeah, like, well, sort of, right? You have scientists who are suggesting that we live in a computer program. Here goes Sylvester James Gates. He's working on this. Where's Afro Nerd at, Lena? That's what I gotta ask you. Where is he at? Because this is one of the most fascinating things ever. Here goes a black man, and I don't even really look at him as being a black man. I just look at him as being a man. But because I am known to be a coon and I never talk about anything positive, here I go. I'm talking about a black man. He's working on solving one of the greatest mysteries of the universe. Do we live in a coded universe based on zeros and ones? Where is Linwood at, Lena? Go ahead, man. I'm going to keep calling these. Go ahead.
He's gonna probably come out. Good news. Guess where I'm going to be tomorrow?
Cleveland.
Yay!
No.
I know you probably don't meet your host, but I mean, not your. I know you don't probably meet your guests and your people, but maybe one day. I come quite often.
You do?
Yeah, my boyfriend.
Hey, look, Imperius, I'm about to refund this. I can't do this $2 super chats I can't interrupt the show for $2, man. Okay, I'll read it. I'll read it. Hang tight, Imperius. Hang tight. Hang tight for me, Imperius. Here we go. Now, Imperius, he's gonna lie like a typical white man. He says Sylvester James Gates bases his theories off of Nick Bostrom, a white man. No, he doesn't. You're lying, Imperius. Sylvester James Gates is one of the most premier theoretical physicists in America. One of the most premier. He doesn't have to base his ideas off of anybody. I'm white and I say so ain't working today, buddy. Go ahead, Reese. Salute to you, man. Go ahead, Reese. What say you, sir? Your favorite scientist or mathematician, man? Good to see you, buddy. Go ahead.
I don't trust any scientists that are alive right now. I want to say something about gematria, right?
Oh, God. Yeah.
You might be wrong about that. Gematria is a real thing. It's just useless. You can't predict anything or prevent something bad from happening. All you can do is use it to try to figure it out after the fact. It's fun. It's real. You can attach words to numbers and something mystical is going on because I rule out coincidence, So there's something there, but it's just useless. You can't use it to benefit mankind, uplift them, move us forward, prevent anything bad from happening. It's just a hobby. It's like a video game, but it is real. You're wrong in the mistake. It's somebody figured something out a while ago, right? And they let us have it. So it's mockery. They'll let us learn it and all that and get fancy with it, but we'll never be able to do anything with it. You know what I'm saying? All we'll ever be able to do is figure something out after it happens. Now, as far as history goes, right, 105% of history is bullshit. 100%. Books are a deception tool, period. That's why the printing press was invented, to deceive mankind. Because you got to understand, when the printing press was invented and then books started rolling off the shelf, someone had to put the information in those books, and it wasn't us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So what about the whatever thousands, millions of years of history before the printing press? Where is that? That should be in vast abundance. For every book we have in material existence today, we should have 1,000 books for each one from before 1776. You know what I'm saying? But there's none. There's none. All there is paintings that we have to guess on, right? Nobody knows what they're talking about. So there's not one person alive right now that knows shit about anything.
Do you know what I'm starting to believe, Reese, or leaning towards? I don't believe that the Europeans built those cathedrals in Europe, bro.
No, they didn't.
I really believe they stumbled upon them and found that shit. I don't believe that the Europeans built like the Vatican. I just don't believe it anymore. I believe that, man, a lot of that history is made up. They founded that shit, and it probably was a previous civilization that built it that predates our known timeline by tens of thousands, maybe 20,000, 30,000 years, bro. There's no way.
I disagree.
You disagree? What do you think?
I think the previous civilization was here about 300 years ago.
Just 300 years ago.
Yeah, there's no one alive that can go back more than 7 or 8 grandmothers. They'll get lost or start saying some fancy poetry or something. There's nothing.
They start lying. Yeah.
And every great philosopher or scientist from the 17th.
So who do you think built it? Who do you think built these?
All the art of pencil drawing.
Yeah.
You have no living cousins or nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you this question. Let's keep it in America, right? You ever been to your state capitol building?
City Hall in Philadelphia is a monstrous castle. It is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. It's colossal. It takes an entire square block. It touches the sky. There's 2 billion tons of granite that came from a mountain 3,000 miles. I'm not buying it. No, slaves did not build that. They didn't.
Yeah. Who do you think built it? Who do you think built this shit?
All you can do is guess. But one thing I do know, if you use engineering, if you use common sense and engineering common sense, the people who built those buildings were not 6 feet tall, if they were people at all. And they didn't have colons, they didn't have buttholes.
Yeah.
So there's no toilets anywhere.
Yeah, those buildings weren't built with restrooms. Yeah, they had to be installed. Yeah.
They weren't thieves, they weren't dumb, and they weren't. You can't build something like that and you're high, dumb, and you hate someone else because of their color or there was none of that going on. It's impossible to build something that beautiful all over the world and at the same time have all of our BS. No, doesn't work that way.
Yeah. There's a theory. There's a theory, man, and I don't know about Lena. There's a theory that said, Lena, have you ever heard of these? You ever heard of this stuff before, Lena?
No, I haven't.
You ever been to your state capitol building? You ever been to any of your
Yeah. Yes, Springfield. That's a
now
that's your eighth grade trip.
now it's immaculate, right? It looks beautiful, right?
It's nice. I won't say immaculate. It looks historic. I haven't been there.
There's a
since
wild
92.
theory that these buildings were already here, and I'm just gonna say this, it makes a lot of sense to a degree, but these buildings were here during Jesus, his 1,000-year reign, and that these buildings were here and they were built by angels. Now, whether it's true or not, I don't know, but I find it hard to believe that these people in the 1800s who had horse buggy and wagons, and some of these cities only had about 10,000 people in the damn city, and half of that probably was men or males, and then you got to think about little boys can't do shit and old men can't do shit. Ain't no way all these men were that damn skilled back then. So there's a theory that this shit is just made up. It's several wild theories. Again, I don't believe in it, but look into this shit. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead, buddy.
Have you seen the movie Hidden Colors?
I've never seen Hidden Colors. No.
Okay, this is Tyreek Nasheed's great.
Oh, with Tariq, I saw the first one. I saw the first one like 10 years ago.
That's the only one that matters.
Okay.
You saw that, right? You saw how we built everything all over the world, right? The China, great China and all that, right?
Yeah.
If you want to say that and use timelines and all that to say that black people were here and such okay, I'll give you that. There are books out here to say that. But at least explain how.
Yeah.
At least try to explain how did they do it without flying machines, cement roads? How did they do it on wagon wheels with horses and gas lanterns at night in moonlight? And how did the wagons travel in storms or in mud? And how did they move thousands? How did they move a stone that weighs 10 tons without machines, hydraulics, dragons, or something? How they do it?
How did they do it? Yeah. Yeah.
Don't just cut off your story that niggas did it. Explain how. Make your truth true.
Black Bear with the $2 super chat. His favorite scientist is George Washington Carver. Juan with the $10 super chat. I agree with Reese. Scientists and archaeologists argue within their groups also. Egypt, Greece, South America, all those were inherited. We don't know shit. Science and health keeps changing every day. The U.S. Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think our civilization built that. I think that there was a previous. I'm starting to believe this shit was founded. This shit was already
help build it.
Lena, do you honestly believe? Now, you're a Reese just said, how could you build something like that with all that division? Do you think slaves built the U.S. Capitol?
Yes, I think they had motivation. Ain't no division when somebody gonna whoop your ass. That's the motivation. Let's get your whoop.
How'd they do it?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's a scientific explanation. You know, they might not be able to explain physically, like I know scientists today could, but they probably couldn't. They figure, hey, this heavy as hell. Let me put this on a wheel, or we get a whole bunch of logs. We disperse the weight so we can move it.
Imperius sent over an audio. Let's see what Imperius has to say real quick. Guys, get the likes up, share the video. Salute to you, Imperius, man. Let me play this audio of this guy. Here we go.
CT, I can't deal with this nigger babble bullshit today.
Imperius, the next time you send over an audio, you got to watch the N-bomb, dude. I can get flagged for that. Jesus Christ, man.
have never done anything and they never will do anything. Everything blacks have done is an offshoot of what whites did first. The cathedrals, well, you know, you can look up all the architects' schematics that they wrote and invented. You can carbon date all the paperwork. You can carbon date the materials. So no, they weren't here beforehand. Remember, Romans created central heating. Romans created freaking running water, aqueducts. Romans created modern civics, modern architecture. The Greeks created modern science and physics and mathematics and art and all that kind of stuff. Again, they've never done anything. Gates copied the other gentleman in his 2003 book, Are We in a Computer Simulation? No, he copied everything. He's advanced nothing. He's done nothing to include himself in any kind of great works. He's led to no patents that mean anything. He's not a Dr. James Tour who has 170 patents for microbiology and nanite technology. Okay, like this is just abject nonsense. The fact that the Egyptians are 90% white DNA, why don't you go look at the King Tut has 97% white DNA? Okay, Egyptians themselves say they aren't African. So I need you to, I know all blacks, everything goes back to their pride and that, you know, they need to feel they're valuable and they're not at the bottom of the list, but you all need to accept that you are at the bottom. You have nothing, you are nothing, and you're worth nothing. And the only thing you can do is look up and start climbing, or you're just going to sit at the bottom like you are now, looking and dreaming and imagining things that happened because you personally want to feel good with your pride. You'll always lose. Blacks have been conquered by everyone. Blacks have been enslaved by everybody. Blacks have been used by everybody because you're the lowest. You're on the bottom. You have no future. You have nothing except under the parentage of another race. Thank you very much for once again proving my point that you're abject uselessness.
Nick Todd with the $2 super chat. My favorite black scientist is Dr. Dre. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead, buddy. You want to
shout out to the Chronic.
You want to respond to Imperius?
Yeah, that little rant was ignorant, but I'm not angry with him because he's only going off of information that was given to him.
Yeah. He's never been to Rome. He's never been to Egypt. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
A set of books that guided them to that lane. Deception is deception. I don't care what fancy acronym you put in front of it. It's deception. No one black or white in our timeline invented anything. Every time you hear a story about one of these fancy ass inventors, there's always some pencil drawing of them, no pictures, they have no living family members. Yeah. But the people that built cathedral style palaces all around the world, millions of them in every city on earth, they didn't have Chat GPT, they didn't have flying machines, hydraulics, power tools, vehicles, they didn't have nothing. They did that with chisels and horses. No, nobody invented nothing, not no traffic light, hot comb, none of that. It was all here before. The generation before us, the civilization that was here before us had better shit, better stuff. Yeah. Their stuff is still standing. My crib needs a back door now.
It's no way that ancient man, not ancient, it was, you know, supposedly St. Peter's Basilica in the scale. You ever seen St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican? Ain't no way.
No way.
There's no way that these people back then with horse and carriage built that building. I find that hard to believe, man. I'm a big skeptic of that now. And then the fact is that here goes Imperius. He's never been to the Vatican. He's never been to Egypt. Anybody could just make up some, oh yeah, this guy here was the architect who put this together. I mean, you mean to tell me this? You mean to tell me the name of the architect has been remembered for 700 years? I find it hard to believe. I find it hard. I just think they just make this shit up, man. I really believe they're starting to make this shit up. And Imperius, and the fact is that Imperius has a major insecurity. The fact that he thinks that the Egyptians were white people now. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead.
Look, I've actually looked into these old world buildings around the world, right? I'm talking about extensively for a minute. Don't talk about it in these places because you know you get laughed at. And every if you look in your city, any major city in the world, right, and you look at their free library, their courthouse, their train station, their city hall, right? There are all these palaces, right? Even most of the colleges and some of the high schools and everywhere, dog. Churches.
Yeah.
they all have one thing in common. There's always a story about how it was founded, right, in the early late 1700s, early.
Hold on, Reese. Give me 1 second, because I know where you're going with this one. Speak Radio with the $5 super chat. I'm white, and I say so. With people like Imperious, in 50 years, they'll say Mexicans created hip hop. Imperious, you are full of shit, sir. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead, buddy.
In one of these buildings, I don't care what you research, there's going to be some guy with 3 names, and his sons had a company.
Yep, yeah, some guy and his sons. Yeah, then they've only made 1 building or 2. I know exactly.
1 year to build it, 2 years to build it, 3 years to build it, and it burned down. It had to be.
It's the same story. The first state courthouse burned down, and then they had to redo it. I know exactly what I've been doing my research on this too, man. Go ahead. I keep cutting you off because I know exactly what you're talking about. Go ahead, buddy.
Every single time. And in some cases, there's one guy, right? There'll be one guy who built a giant cathedral, but managed to do the same thing later that year on the other side of the world.
Yep.
4 or 5 times in like 3 years. One guy?
Yeah.
That's a bad mamma jamma that can build 5
Some
times.
guy and his son.
Yeah.
Were
but
the
architects like that. None.
It's pretty wild, man, when you look at this, when you really look into this stuff and you really look at the population history. Like they tell you the population of some of these places. Oh yeah, such and such city had 5 people here. Well, how did they build this goddamn cathedral? Well, it was the slaves. It was the slaves now who built it. I thought the slaves were stupid. Like which one?
And they don't have shoes.
Which one is it? I mean, you mean to tell me the slaves who only knew how to pick cotton built the goddamn U.S. state capitol? Which reality is it? Which one is it? Are the slaves smart? Because you got to be pretty smart, bro, to construct not just ornamental buildings, but Baroque architecture, Romanesque, Spanish Revival. Coffered ceilings. You got to be pretty smart to do this shit, man. Carving that shit out, bro. So which one is it, man? Which one is it, Imperious? Or which one is it, Lena, sweetheart? Did the slaves know how to carve and do coffered ceilings? Did they know how to carve out a Corinthian column that's 100 fucking feet high? Which one is it?
Geometry and matching windows, the star movement and all that. Come on. Where you do that?
Hey, Reese, I think me and you are on the same page with this one, man. Guys, get the like.
The world is not.
Oh, Imperious sent over another audio. You got to watch the M-bomb, Imperious, man. You got to watch the M-bomb for me, bro. I don't mind you sending over stuff, man. You just got to watch the M-bomb, okay? Here we go. I think, Imperious, you, I don't see the other one, Imperious. You gotta wait a minute. I don't see your other one. Hold on for 1 second. Imperious said he sent over another audio, but I don't see it. Let me see. I don't see it, Imperious. Hey, try it again. I don't see it.
You scared to talk about Gaza on here?
Who?
Are you scared to talk about Gaza on here?
Yeah, let's bro, I'm telling you, man, even in my own city hall, man, they didn't build that shit when they didn't build that shit in the early 1900s, man. I've refused to believe. Well, they have pictures and I was like, a picture? Man, I can make a bullshit picture up right now of me building something. Man, I don't believe it, bro.
All the bicentennial history and all the BS is over here where I'm at, right?
Yeah, well, Philadelphia. I mean, obviously, that's
So we're not like Budapest
or
Nepal. Like we don't have monstrous castles everywhere.
Yeah.
Half of the churches in this city are castles. And our downtown, between our Racket Club, Masonic Lodge, Planned Parenthood, Free Library, Art Institute, Franklin Institute, City Hall, and about a dozen other monuments that I could name, there is a assortment. It's like I think all these Palestine buildings are connected underground somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it's only one big building.
Yeah.
Because they're too close together, they look too much alike, and The artwork is. How can you have buildings all over the world with griffins and dragons on them, but griffins and dragons ain't real? How could they not be? How could people all over the planet in every city have these depictions on their buildings and they all made it up at the same time? No.
Man, I don't believe this shit, man. Ain't no way. There's no fucking way, man. No way in hell. I'm looking at your state capitol right now. Come on, man. Come on, man. You mean to tell me they built this and what year did they supposedly build this?
I guarantee it's going to be late 1700s or something. Or
let me see. This is Philadelphia State Capitol. Let's see.
Look at our art museum, bro. You want to look at that?
Let me see. I'm gonna look it up in a minute. U.S. State. Supposedly. Hold on for 1 second. I'm trying to figure out which one it is. Okay, so supposedly this one was built. Let's see. Supposedly, damn, that shit is beautiful, man.
Artwork in the ceiling. Are you kidding me?
So it was supposedly designed by some architect named Joseph Miller Huston, right? It was 1902 to 1906. Man, if they don't get the fuck out of here with these lies, dude. No fucking way, man. Ain't no goddamn way in hell, dude. No.
You understand how stupid we are, dog, as humans?
No, they founded this shit, man. I don't believe it, man.
Of course you don't. We couldn't do it now.
You can do it now. Oh, here goes in periods. Here we go.
The Sagrada Familia. CT, I can't deal with this black. The Sagrada Familia is in Barcelona, which I visited. It's been being built for 172 years. You can see the progression of it being built. It's probably the greatest cathedral to ever be built. It's what Lucas based the Jedi Temple off of. It's been built since like the 1870s. It takes that long to build them, you idiot. This is what I'm saying. Like, he literally needs to believe that nothing was ever invented because he needs to make himself valuable, that he'll never invent anything. He doesn't have a working brain. I would guess that this man probably has the IQ of a fly. He wants to sit there and go, because blacks didn't do it. Nobody did it. It was all just here. Nuclear fusion was just there. The hadron collider was just that.
I gotta pause it real quick because it's funny that he's trying to mimic a black man's voice and you don't even sound like that, Reese.
Miles of tunnel and miles of technology that was just under Germany. That was just under there. It was just there. No one built it. It just there. This is what I'm saying, that all of you are failures. You'll always be failures. You'll never measure up to me. This is why I rule you, blacks, because you literally have no clue on existence itself. You have no concept of reality because your reality is inherent in your skin and your own pride, that your entire life is based off of making yourself feel good and feel that you have value when you have none. I mean, why don't you look at the discovery of the DNA Kirks and the DNA strands and all that? That's a pretty massive invention. That's a pretty massive discovery, the DNA code and everything. That was all there, or was it just nobody was there watching them, taking video and audio and notes? That was in the 50s. So this is what I'm saying. These are literally the stupidest human beings alive, CT. This is why when whites came and blew up rocks and made rivers flow down the hills, blacks started worshiping us as gods like they do today.
Jay Payne with the $2 super chat. Ancient Egyptians were light-skinned aliens? Cashflow Hustle says for the $5 super chat, the whole blacks invented everything discussion is counterproductive and helps to feed egos. Civilization and survival is ultimately competitive. And I agree with you, Cashflow Hustles. Speak Radio with the $5 super chat. The Egyptian Pharaoh's blood got tainted when Rome, the Ptolemy family, No, the Ptolemies were the Greeks, if I'm not mistaken. Excuse me. Invaded, you clown imperious. Those people in Egypt now are not the original people, you idiot. And
That's
you
all
are correct.
BS. That's all BS.
Speak. Yep. Aztec with the two Australians as imperious. And Mama Carol wants me to Pastor Manning somebody. Maybe it's
We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
Reese, before you respond to Imperious, you've never been to Barcelona, bro. And the cathedral being built, you could argue that they're just building additions to it. Additions to an already built palace that was built, God knows when. Reese suggested these things were built a few hundred years ago, but my theory is a lot of these buildings were built millennia ago by empires that we don't even know of. Imperious, you've never been to that place, bro. And I'm gonna side with Reese on this. And I'm gonna challenge you, Imperious. Show a picture of you in Barcelona. Show a picture with you in front of this San Granada. Just show it. You've never been to the Vatican, bro. You've never been to these places. Nobody's underplaying white achievement. But some of these structures, bro, you really have to question, how are these things constructed? Go ahead, Reese. You got the floor, buddy. Go ahead.
Oh, wow. So that's one thing he'll never do, him or anyone else, is going to explain to you how these primitive people, how the construction process went down, where they got the materials from, how they extracted the materials, how the bonding, the traveling, the shipment. They will explain nothing. Each person's argument comes from the book that they read, the deception tool that was put in front of them. That's where your information and knowledge come from, no matter who you are, no matter where you are alive right now. The things in your brain came from a book, and that's it. Books are deception tools. Now, I'm not saying that these buildings were built 300, 200 years ago. They were all founded in the same century. 99% of them, I don't care which one you study in what city around the world, these cathedral-style buildings were all founded in the same century. The lies come in when they say that the buildings were completely destroyed by fire and then rebuilt. That's a lie.
And that's the same story when you hear about these state buildings, man. Nate with the $2 super chat. CT playing jail calls on a podcast is wild. Salute to you, Nate. Positivity is definitely coming your way. As Tech with the 5 Australian, he says, flying on the white man's airplane to visit these places makes you an expert in none of them. Why do you think it does, CT? Aztec, bro. Let me be honest with you. The older I've gotten, my brain has changed, buddy. I go to these buildings now and I look at them totally different. Maybe it's something about being over 40 now. I appreciated these buildings before. But when you really sit back at the scale of many of these old real buildings, no way. No way that these people were building that shit in the late 1800s, man.
I got something for you.
I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Go ahead.
I got something for you because I like you a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to have some real fun because you're a smart guy and likes to learn stuff, right?
Go ahead.
Start studying cymatics. And you'll come to the understanding that these cathedral-style buildings all over the world are literally instruments. Designed exactly like musical instruments. That's why they look different and don't all look the same.
Yeah.
Because they had different functions in the area they were in and for the beings that were there when they were made.
Go ahead.
I noticed that in Philadelphia, most of the churches over here, the palace-style churches, they have a huge round window in the front with 8 teardrops in the circle. You know what I mean? The circle is divided up into 8 equal-sized, I don't know what you call it, octagonal patterns, whatever.
Yeah.
But they're even. And I look at other cities, and some cities, the windows are 10. Some have 14 inside the circle like this. They're made different ways. And there's no real truthful information available on that. So you got to kind of use what little knowledge, basic math knowledge you have to try to figure some things out. Look at that, man. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. They had like 12. Yeah. You see the teardrops that I'm talking about, right? In the circles?
Yep.
In the circular windows? That means something. And those windows were not there when these buildings were built. Those windows were added later by us. These were open air buildings.
You believe the buildings were open air? Why do you believe that?
Yeah, they were. Windows came from us.
Okay.
I don't even think they had.
What about the theory of the 1,000-year reign by Jesus Christ? Like basically the whole idea is that Jesus Christ actually came back and he ruled for 1,000 years. And these buildings all across were facilities used to pretty much worship him.
No, these buildings are not used for worship, to worship a human being, dog. These buildings are instruments. So our atmosphere, right? This is provable.
All right, go ahead.
Electromagnetic energy can be manipulated by sound, water, and light. And
Mama Carol, thank you so much. Says, look at the Statue of Liberty. It was when it was built. Thank you so much, Mama Carol. Go ahead.
So you can scientists that are alive today and have 5-year-old toys in their house can prove that electromagnetic energy can be manipulated by sound, water, and light, and actually create something that isn't there. A light source that can produce life. So I think the civilization before us had a different understanding of the world that it was in. And I think the world was different then. We've chopped down a lot of trees and built dams and destroyed a lot of what was left to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's hard to kind of get a grasp of what was here before because we've changed so much of it, especially in 2025. I mean, Philadelphia doesn't even look the same way it did when I came up from jail, Philly looked different. And that was only a matter of years. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get absolutes about what happened before us. But you can take what's left and what we do have and try to make some comparisons to come up with some type of theory. And that's all that smart people are doing right now. No one is saying that they have the answers. We're asking questions and we want to know. And the elites in charge, I just want to know, why are you lying? Because some of y'all know. Why are you lying for it? What is the need? That's my goal in life, to find out why we are kept in a slave state, why we're lied to about the nature of our world and where we are, for what reason, and why we're only allowed to live 100 years, and it happens so fast. It's like you're just a dumbass amoeba that's used for labor, and then you're gone, and then it's over and over and over again. What is it all for? That's all I want to know.
Aztec with the 2 Australian says, we got rid of Gematria and bring in Tartaria. That's a theory too. I guess that's what we are essentially talking about, but I have different theories, man. I have I've seen the Tartarian theory, the 1,000-year reign theory, but Aztec, man, I'm telling you, bro. Reese is right, man. A lot of our history is lies, bro.
Oh,
and I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If I didn't read a history book or read some smarty-yardy books or see some videos, I wouldn't have known what the fuck happened before 1988. My first thought was my first memory is in 1988 when I was in daycare. Other than that, I don't know what the fuck happened in the 70s, the 60s, the 50s. It's almost like it didn't even. To be honest with you, it's almost like the universe existed the moment I was born. And as far as I know, everything is just all bullshit. I don't know Aztec, but a lot of these things are very interesting, man. Particularly in the States, man. Like the art museum. Oh yeah, you said look up your art museum, right? What's the name of it?
Philadelphia Art Museum.
Philadelphia Art Museum. Let me see.
Fascinating building, dog. I used to bartend in there. Cost $100,000 an hour. I think $100,000 an hour to rent that building.
Damn. All right, let's see it. Here we go. Let me see if I can get a good view of it. Hold on, let me see. I think this is a good one right here. Let's see. Here we go.
Look at that. Look at that courtyard.
That's a courtyard. Yeah, damn. I didn't even think about that. It's like, damn, I didn't even think about that. That is a courtyard.
Look how big the steps are. Why would somebody who's a size 12 shoe need a giant step like that? That's where.
And why would they build this building if the population back then wasn't even that large? Damn. Oh God. They are lying to us, bro.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
So calm.
He says the 1,000-year reign, biblically and prophetically, has to be preceded by the great tribulation and Armageddon, according to Revelations. Who's to say that it didn't happen already?
Respectfully, I'm not mad at those people making those comments because they're trying to think, they're trying to use their mind, but they're all pulling information from other books. We gotta put the books down. They're lying. They're deception tools, bro.
Here we go.
It's 1 p.m. So tired.
Gorgeous.
It's huge.
Gorgeous.
They say that it was originally chartered in 1876, but was not completed until 1928. Do you believe that?
Where are the construction photos? There were cameras out in the 1900s. There were cameras in the 1800s.
What if they showed you? Okay, how about this? What if we were to find photos of them constructing this supposed art museum? What would you say then?
Okay, this is what same thing as the Empire State Building. When you look up construction photos, you're going to see a scaffold and you're going to see workers on an already completed building. It's completed, but they're telling you in the picture that these guys are still building. It is horseshit every time. It's something you will not find. You can Google whatever you want, and if you do find a picture of somebody building an art museum, run it through Photoshop and see what happened. See what they did to it. Because that's BS. It can't. It can't happen. No one will do it. And we got you. You got to Google. All the information in the world is readily available. If someone was building that in 18 something, there would be at least one. I don't want to see no scaffold on the already finished building. That's deception.
Wow.
Republic Room says, I believe that humans are capable of great things. I believe that too, Republic Room, but it's something about these buildings, man. These old railed buildings. Hey man, human beings could have built the shit in the 1800s. I'll go with the damn main timeline. Sure. Go ahead, Reeves. What do you think about Republic Room's comment?
They say we're evolving, right? If we're evolving, right, how do we go from building palaces to wooden boxes? That's devolving.
In all glass buildings. Because of I guess the functionality of it has changed. Yeah.
That building would survive a 10 Richter scale, 10 tsunamis, all the hurricanes that building, everything around it would be gone. Why did we start building weak pieces of crap? Why did we we're evolving? This doesn't make sense at all to a 5-year-old.
Hey, Imperius, give me 1 second. Imperius says, show him the video and website I sent you, Nig. And Pierce, do me a favor, man. That's on Facebook. I don't have Facebook, so I can't access that. Is there another way that you can send that? Hold on, let me see what I can do in Pierce. Hang tight. Okay, he wants me to show you this. Here we go. All right, here we go. He wants me to show you these photos of them building San Granada in Barcelona.
They've been making this building for 100 years, CT. That's not fair. Find another one.
I don't know. Hey, supposedly this is them building it. What do you think?
It's horseshit.
You think it's horseshit?
Why is the sky photoshopped out? Where the clouds?
Well, it's in black and white. I mean, maybe the photo didn't take the photo of the atmosphere. I have no idea.
I would love to run that through Photoshop.
So what do you think it is? Like, what do you? It's some elaborate scheme to do what?
It's hard to know, man. It's hard to know. All you can do is series and think like a thief. And I don't know how to do that really. The people in power are keeping something from us. I know that I've heard you go hard on flat earthers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I really think the big program in the world is to deceive everyone about the nature of the world so that they won't leave. Because if we leave, they don't have any power.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So if they can convince us that we're trapped on a ball of water in the middle of a vacuum and endless, nobody's even going to make the attempt. And we're literally going to, accept any BS that they hand us from any book. You know what I'm saying? So I think that religion, diseases, war, all the government, all the things that we think are big are really tiny. And the big picture is they're lying about the nature of the world so that we don't leave.
He wants me to show you this photo. So, hang tight for me. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's finished.
Why did it take 130? See, here goes my question, right? Why did it take 133 years to build this? But
It's a lie. Where's the foundation with nothing there? Where's the beginning? With the metal poles sticking up, the hole they dug. Where's all that? Everything shows the building completed. It's bullshit.
I think CT froze.
Maybe.
Now, Reese, while he's frozen, I came on to ask you something.
Yeah.
So you were spewing some ignorance. You said this knowledge can't be used to predict anything. And this is no cap. I don't think anybody in the history of the world has a better prediction record than yours truly, from what's going to happen in the news to elections to sports. Just yesterday, a gentleman turned
how much of it did you guys see
off the knowledge I put out? So, Reese, when you say that this knowledge has no predictive power, where are you coming from, other than a place of ignorance?
It might be a place of ignorance. I just haven't seen anybody use it to stop a cataclysm.
Hang tight for me, guys, real quick. Let me just play the rest of the video. Hang tight. And he also wants me to show you the other photos on this janky website that's freezing on my damn computer, Imperious. But here we go. He said this is the drawing, Reese.
Mhm.
That's the post excavation. Okay.
So where's there a landmark to prove that that's the same area? Like a tree or something.
I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty real to me. You don't think it's real?
Well, even if it is, it proves that slaves didn't do it in one. The slaves couldn't build that in 1 year, like the rest of the ones around the world that tell us.
And they claim some of these palaces or cathedrals were built in 4 or 5 years. Like, yeah, okay, no, it wasn't.
So in all actuality, is he literally like using something to debunk me, but by default proving me right? Like, what is he trying to prove here? Is he dumb?
Yeah.
Remember, I'm gonna go there because he took shots at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's one of these people that are so goddamn stupid they can't figure out things a 5-year-old can figure out, you want to know the truth about something, you ask a 5-year-old. Adults are jackasses.
Yeah.
Tell a 5-year-old to look at the sky and look at the bill, and they'll tell you the truth about the world.
As Tech says, what the fuck does run that through Photoshop even mean, Reese? Go ahead.
Well,
Reese.
you can take pictures of the Earth and the Moon that they gave us back in the day and run it through Photoshop. You can see where they copied and pasted stuff. It's utterly ridiculous. It's like, it's so juvenile. What's happening to us is ridiculous, man. We are a lot dumber than you possibly can imagine.
Cashflow Hustles with the $5 super chat. Reese completely torpedoed his already dubious credibility with giving the flat earth any consideration. He's another Candace Owens at this point. Wow. But Cashflow Hustles, in Reese's defense, none of us have ever really been to Earth's lower atmosphere. We don't really know what the Earth really looks like, to be honest with you. But, you know, I know that there are methods to prove the curvature of the Earth. I can't think of the one that was done in Rome 1,000 years ago. But go ahead, Zach. What do you think so far about this conversation, man? This is probably up your alley, sir. Go ahead.
Well, I really only came back on because Reese got on here right away and said something horribly ignorant that will only possibly keep other people in ignorance. And again, I just want to address what he last said. He said, I haven't seen anybody use this knowledge to predict anything that could have changed the world. Again, that's because you're not looking, Reese. You can't say, I haven't seen it. It's just like it's flat earth ideology. I haven't seen the curvature of the earth from my backyard, which looks flat, so it must be flat. It's the same lines of thinking. Reese, I was out in front of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation March 13, 2013, the day that Trump declared the state of emergency for the U.S. on Friday the 13th. And it was way before that, too. But we were actually out in the freezing rain and cold. And we spent all weekend out there calling out how long the scam was going to last because they just simulated it with Event 201. We said this is going to go on until the year of the tiger comes around. It's going to last the same amount of time that it lasted in the simulation. And everybody needs to go back and listen to what Bill Gates said in Davos at the World Economic Forum almost 10 years to the day of the first case of cooties landing in his backyard, Seattle. You know, his foundation's across the street from the world's biggest needle. Again, he spoke very clearly about how in 10 years there's going to be a push to pokey-doke. You know what I mean? Pokey-doke pretty much everybody in the world. And he says if we do a good job with the pokey-dokes, we can reduce the population. Everybody can go back and listen to exactly what he said. February 2010, almost a decade to the day. And here's the other thing, Reese. But way before this happened, I was talking about this back in 2015. I was saying these people work on a 19-year cycle. Mark my words, when 2020 comes around, 19 years after 9/11 and the 19 hijackers, they're going to have another major event for the world to shape the world. Because that's how these people do. They create a chaos, and then they bring about their order. And we all saw what went down in 2020. People got knocked out of their education, their job, their livelihood, lost their business, and the world's billionaires grew their market share. Amazon, Walmart, Costco, they took over way more of the world's market share. Even Jeff Bezos got in the pokey-doke business. Again, these are orchestrated events by numbers. Again, the moon's on a 19-year cycle. That's why these people work on this 19-year cycle. We called all this stuff out way before it happened. So had people been tuned in to the person who had the right message, you know, the whole Cooties 19 scam could have been shut down in its tracks from day one. I never went for any of it. I didn't follow any of the protocols. I didn't wear my mask anywhere. I didn't go out and get any Pokédokes. And I taught everybody to do the same thing. And I said, look, you guys, just march into Costco. Don't stand in that stupid line. Don't put a mask. I'd go every time I went in the store, I'd say, I never signed anything when I signed up for this membership.
Anytime, real quick. Spellcaster with the $2 Canadian. Reese from Philly looks like the rapper Redman. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Guys, get the likes up. Okay, he kind of does like Redman. John Dunning with the $20 super chat. As we hold a device and look into a dark mirror that looks back at us, it helped write the scripts and scrolls from ancient to now. But yet we still don't see it. Most stone carvings were with CNC precision with embedded code. You guys get a must be the money. Thank you so much, John Dunning. Positivities.
Must be the money. Yeah. Must be the money.
Go ahead, Zach. Thank you so much, John. Go ahead, Zach.
Well, I'm just making the point that we live in this world where information's controlled. People like yours truly who are on point, we get deleted, we get censored, we get phased out. We make sure we don't show up in the algorithm anymore. The liars and the frauds, the people who bait with political chaos and divisiveness, they get promoted by the algorithm. Again, I find I haven't, this channel that I've been on, worst channel I've ever had. I can't get any views. Finally had big views on the video I put out on the Charlie Kirk shooting. And by the way, okay, I'll be right there. Again, Charlie, I had CT circled the day at the beginning of the year for the days to expect news like Charlie Kirk, and you got called out by your own chat that day. People in the chat were saying, nah, Zach had you circle this date at the beginning of the year, which was true. And again, my video on that showing how it was a complete ritual synced up with Trump and the same pattern he's had since 2015. That video gets taken down for hate speech, because they don't want this information out there that helps people see through what's actually going on in the world. It connected it right to the federal government and the CIA, who's behind the whole operation. And again, I mean, if more people knew what we were demonstrating and the track record of the accurate predictions and forecasting from news to sports to elections, again, told you 4 years in advance why Trump was coming back in 2024, told you a year before Biden won the election why he'd be number 46 weeks after the post birthday, told you before Super Tuesday happened in 2016 why they'd be installing Trump. Again, if people knew what we were talking about, they'd see how rigged the game is and the world would change. People would stop falling for all the deception and the divisiveness. Anyway, I got to hop off again, but Reese, please don't promote ignorance into the world. Don't speak on things you don't know, because it just sounds sad to say what you said in 2025. There's a lot of people out there who knew what you said. Was like, what's he talking about? But then there's other people like who try to go along with what CT's doing over here, being a master at downplaying. That's why you got to take truth out of your channel, CT. This is not a truth channel. Chaos is right.
Yeah, neither is gematria. It's not truthful either.
It's factually based. It doesn't mean it's a perfect science or it can't be manipulated, but hey, just a long story short, the word chaos equals 19. You think about what these people are doing every 19 years. All right.
Zach, will you just go ahead and say the N word, please?
I gotta go right now.
Zach, God, leave, man. Jesus Christ. Guys, get the like, sub, share the video, man. Positivity is definitely coming your way, man. How many times, Reese, have you gone to the Philadelphia Arts Museum? You said you worked there, so you said if you worked there, okay. My fault. You didn't say that. Guys, get the like, sub, share the video, man. Go ahead, Reese.
Our bartender there doesn't.
Okay.
And all of the cathedral-style buildings downtown, the Masonic, all of it. I bartended in all those buildings. I've seen the inside.
When was your first thought that maybe this shit wasn't built by, well, I guess the mainstream timeline, like it was built by different people?
Being 6'4" and struggling going up the steps, like, damn, these steps are long as hell. Why do I have to take 2 steps on one step to go up 1 step? And I'm 6'4". Didn't make sense. And I'm thinking if I was an engineer, I wouldn't have built this building like that. Why is the door 25 feet in the air? Why'd they waste all this steel on this giant door?
Yeah.
Doesn't make it like they weren't, it's not economic. It doesn't make engineering sense to waste that kind of space.
Why are these whites, they are upset with this conversation? Not all the whites, but some of the whites, like Imperious.
Well, the blacks are too, because, you know, they learned today that they didn't build shit. Someone else, we don't know. And as far as that gematria goes, it's not fake. I'm not against that guy. It's a real thing. But you can't stop anything with it. All you can do is figure out, okay, with gematria, something's going to happen on this day.
Yeah.
Then after it happens, then you do the gematria on the names and the location and the street that it's the date and all. After it happens, he's a liar. He's a liar.
Imperius has another message, guys. Let me do something real quick. He has another message for, I guess, me. But yeah, this is St. Peter's Basilica, man.
Look at that thing, man.
Yeah, it's almost unbelievable, man, that it was built by man. It's almost unbelievable that it was built.
You know, I think the Bible is the most ridiculous book ever written, but
why is that?
It's poetry is not descriptive. It doesn't teach you anything. You have to try to figure things out. That's why each priest has a different poem. It's not descriptive. So, but it starts off like a flat Earth map. It starts off like a flat Earth blueprint.
Okay.
And then it turns into, later on you hear things about angels building buildings, dog, and people from underground saving people above ground. You know, that's all the stuff that everybody else ignores. When you go to a church, all you're going to hear is Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
Hold on for a second, Reese. Let me play this audio from Imperius. He's really pissed off. Here we go.
All right, you got a cornucopia of dumbass niggas up here, CT. You got you who's sitting up here supporting a fucking slug. You've got Zach who sits there and CT regarding Zach, I believe that white people fuck animals because Zach's on here. You got Zach sticking up fish up his little pussy and then pulling him out and eating him like the fucking queer he is, number one. He sits there and he's sitting there shoving his hand up black people's ass with the white man's burden, thinking that he's fucking some kind of genius when all he's doing is preying on the stupidity of fucking niggers. Do you really think fucking niggers sit there and know what the fuck anything is other than a white person telling them, Zach? And that's what you're doing. You're sitting there going, look, I'm your fucking savior. I'm the good white man. I'm the good white man. You fucking pussy ass bitch. And then this fucking scrawny fucking limp-wristed fucking half-breed mongoloid over here talking about slaves. I just showed you pictures that slaves didn't build anything in Europe, you dumb fucking African. We whites would never let a black put their fucking dirty mongrel hands on the fucking stones, on any of the equipment, on anything. It was built by skilled laborers, okay? Stonemen, craftsmen, carpenters, blacksmith, architects, things that blacks never had until whites came to the continent. You're all abjectly useless. Why won't any of the blacks come in here and refute anything I'm saying? You literally saw the greatest structure in the world being built right now. The most intricate structure. These are handcrafted. That's why it took 130 years. Every stone, every stitch, stitched with blood. You don't fucking understand anything because you've never committed anything. All you know are your fucking your she-boons and you staring at their fucking asses while they're twerking on top of cars. You fucking crack-smoking dumb piece of shit.
That was Imperius, man. Aztec with the $2 super, $2 Australian with the Imperius. Thank you so much. And yes, Imperius is banned from the channel, but he pays for his audio to be played, so he can still do that. Shout out to Imperius, man. Salute to you, man. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Reese. Go ahead, buddy. Oh, John Dunning with the $5 super chat. Look up the Pantheon in Nashville. Let me look that up. Actually, you're on mute, Reese. You are on mute. You are on mute, buddy.
Yeah, when you run out of intelligent things to say, you got to resort to name calling and
Yeah.
I've done it before, so that's how I know it's true.
Yeah.
Oh, my boss told me to ask y'all why do white people fuck a sheep at the At the edge of a cliff.
Oh, so John, this is in Nashville, huh? No shit.
At the time, Nashville used the nickname the Athens of the South. Parthenon was built in 1931 to replace a wooden one that was built for the Tennessee Centennial celebration in the 1890s. They built a number of temporary wooden Greek structures, but the Parthenon was so popular they never tore it down. Then in the 1920s, it had degraded to the point that they decided to make it permanent and built a replica based on the real Parthenon out of reinforced concrete. In this video, we're focusing on the magnificent, radiant statue of Athena that's inside the Parthenon. Since the building was constructed,
I could believe this one was built in the main timeline. What do you think, Reese?
No, I think it was found and remodeled.
Really? You think it was founded and remodeled?
Where's the foundation? I want to see an empty lot. I want to see an empty lot with nothing there, and then the beginning stages, the first bricks, first stones laid down, the next layer, and they'll never do it ever. No one will ever.
That's because cameras didn't exist, you dumbass.
There you go.
So he believes. So your coworker believes in this too, huh?
Yep.
What does he think? So he believes that these structures were built by the Nephilim.
I think all we can do is just question it.
This question. Okay.
I don't want to be. I don't like being wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a lot of pride, and I don't like being wrong. That's why I'm not gonna throw nothing out there unless I know for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Concrete evidence that I can, present to where 100 people will all agree. That's when something's true and everyone agrees, because it's undeniable.
Paris is mad, man.
That when you start telling the truth about things and you completely erase someone's narrative and they've been studying something for years and years, they're going to get upset, bro. Instead of being mature about it and like try to advance their knowledge, they're going to be upset.
He still hasn't shown me a picture of him in Barcelona either. I don't think he's ever been to Barcelona, to be completely honest with you. I think he's lying about that. I think he's absolutely lying about that.
And I thought that we had covered most of this topic.
Ain't tight for me. Guys, get the likes up, share the video, guys. I want people to call in so we can talk about their famous black scientist and mathematician. I want the pro-blacks to call in, the ones who always call me and Uncle Tom. Let's see, guys. Get the likes up. Here we go. Do I have it? Here we go. Here we go.
Do you remember what we found in Lalibela today? We are going to go even further than before. We're going to go high into the mountains of northern Ethiopia. It is one of the most important pilgrimage places of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. These churches, supposedly carved into the rock, were built during the 25-year reign of King Lalibela, supposedly, where we are also told...
Go ahead, buddy.
Did that motherfucker just say carved into that rock?
So he said supposedly. He's a skeptic.
That doesn't make any engineering sense whatsoever.
Why not?
Did you see how neat it was and like, you know what I mean?
Isn't it possible to carve? Isn't it possible? Like, there's a structure in I want to say it's in Turkey. I can't remember where it's at. Where they, I forgot which empire. Where they carved a, I guess, neoclassical entrance or Jesus Christ frame into the stone. You don't believe that, huh?
No, that building was there before that rock. Trust me. Something bad happened to that building.
Okay, here we go.
Told that they were built with more than a little help from the angels. Where archaeologists question miracles, again, we have shown a lot of evidence that these structures are most likely not carved out of solid rock. And they were most likely constructed and have since turned into this appearance, especially when we are told that these churches at Lalibela also form interconnecting complexes, tunnel systems. Again, something that we have shown all over the world, this time within the solid rock formation. And it goes on to say, church tradition recognizes the huge task represented by the cutting of these churches and their associated trenches, passages, and tunnels. On this channel, we suggest that there was a civilization before us that held incredible technology that we are being given back today very slowly. A civilization that was able to construct incredible structures all over the world, structures that we are still able to go inside of. They held tools that would blow our minds today. As the paragraph continues on, we read, it explains the completion of the excavation during the reign of a single king by attributing much of the work to angels, who after the workmen had downed tools for the day, came in on the night shift.
Hear this?
And worked twice as fast as the human workers had done. This story is suggesting that angels came down and helped humans construct the palaces around the world. Again, this is all research, and you are free to think whatever you'd like. But when I find something that possibly opens even more doors for us, possibly shows us the truth, possibly shows us how these palaces got here so fast in every single continent in the world, I am not holding that information back. Angels coming in and helping humans complete palaces. This is the narrative. This is the story. Helping them complete palaces that last forever. Which brings up another question. If this is true, where are we really? Are these angels still here? Or are we in a little season? A season that is not for us. It is very interesting at the very minimum. At 8,000 feet on the central plateau of Ethiopia stands 11 churches, each supposedly carved from a single gigantic block of stone, where not much is known about who built them or why. Again, all supposedly constructed by angels. The site of the 11 churches covers about 62 acres, is divided by a stream, the River of Jordan, the largest church, covering around 8,000 square feet, with each being about 4 stories tall. Now this place is pretty important to the people of this location, where people take their children and walk from their farms nearly 100 miles away. A journey of 3 days, just to give this all a little perspective, where we can see that the US is very interested in all of this and is over there. When we are told Simon W. is a master stonemason, also with this group that you can all see right here. Or originally,
Susan says, I think before the worldwide flood in the Bible, people were packing in intelligence. After flood, it was a reset. It's possible, man. As Tech says, history is wrong, imaginary beings is right. Jim says, Chaotic Truth, drop the link of the video. Amaru says, what happens to the black angels? We don't exist in angel land.
He never said what color they were.
They never said what color they were.
Known as this group, and I'll put it on the screen, a US-based charity that preserves some of humankind's great achievements. And we all know about restoration and repair work by our civilization, where Simon W. has repaired European cathedrals and Roman antiquities. Where do any of us really want this guy near this site? You tell me. And it goes on to say that Lalibela is more complicated because of the sincere belief that angels worked this stone. It's very interesting. Does this mean that they cannot touch this location because the people are standing up for it? And the truth of this location is known among the people, that angels helped in the construction, where they were not able to just come in and make up some ridiculous narrative like they do all over the world, saying that the master prisoners were responsible for the work, even though they had zero training. And then they hired a guy with his son. And then
they hired a guy with his son. Remember, Reese?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They hired a guy and his sons. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Such and such and his sons. Like, who the hell are these people?
There's no living family members alive right now.
Right.
It burns down. Yet it's still here with no fire damage. And we've seen this in every single continent. This is much deeper than I expected this to go. But again, if I find something in this research, Scott P. asked Simon W. Simon, you can't actually cut this stone in order to fit a new piece in because the stone. That was one of the first big issues that I came across. An issue. In his words, this is an issue. An issue is that he cannot cut the sacred stone. This is what he wants to do. He wants to cut the sacred stone.
Yeah, Norman, I'm very familiar with Graham Hancock. I'm very familiar with him. I watched a lot of his lectures and him on Joe Rogan too. Yeah, I'm very familiar.
And replace it with new ones. When it has been there for centuries, and we all know that this does not need our help. And he continues on to say, if we ever had to drill a hole in it. And who is this Simon W? Who is this group that comes into these old world structures and supposedly renovates them? I'll be looking into that very soon. But first, I'm going to continue on with this conversation because he says that this is so sacred that the priests collect the dust. And he says he's already resurrected the cross in the window. Scott says, this cross wasn't here. And Simon said, it was not. It was completely gone. So they've already added things and admitted it. Attempts, in my opinion, to change its narrative. He says that he hollowed out the back of the cross shape that they were inserting. They also say that our civilization has built ugly gas station roofs to cover this extraordinary site. Again, every single one of them, which, including many of this group's sites, which could just be another history-loving group, among highly prominent projects starting 34 years ago are many temples, including these two. They've also worked in France, the ghost town of Craco, Italy, many structures in Rome, and of course, going back to episode 60, several sites on Easter Island, various sites in ancient Luxor in Egypt, Lalibela, Ethiopia, Argentina, the ancient Maya city, and so much more. Now, have we located something today of significance? These are the locations that we are also interested in. Every single one of them, which I'm guessing is no coincidence. I guess it's nice to know that we have a group or two that really want to help preserve the buildings that we're all interested in. It's nice to know that they were there on the scene of the fire in Denmark, faster than anyone that was even there restoring the place. And also very strange that this news group titles this Denmark Endures Its Own Notre Dame Devastation, when we know which group helped repair both structures. We also know that this fire took place on April 16th.
There goes that fire.
Find it odd that they are connecting these buildings through the news. You don't find it odd that these two old world structures, they both burned down on April 16th. I'm going to ask you, do you believe in coincidences? So James A.G., founder of this group, on their website, which I can post on X if you'd like it, we are told, visited Easter Island, the location that we have talked about, connected to possibly the site of the Garden of Eden, the land of Mu. And we also know that there is an Adam and Eve connection located in Ethiopia, which we have just discussed, episode 74. When he visited Easter Island in the 1970s, he traveled there at the invitation of the United States Ambassador, Edward K., whom he met shortly before in, you guessed it, Ethiopia, where the newly established WMF was carrying out its very first field project, the conservation of the churches at Lalibela, the exact location that we are told that angels came down to help construct the palace out of pure stone, a palace that they are still interested in to this day. We also know how Chile had taken over the land of Easter Island. We have shown this. And yet again, we have another connection to this, all coming after Colonel Churchward's work, when he was told of the ancient tablets in the...
Hey, you know, this guy talks about the state capitals, by the way, man.
Yeah.
You ever seen this guy before?
I'm pretty sure I have. That voice sounds real familiar. And that start off music. I
Yeah,
know
my
I'm
lunch break. Yeah. He goes into detail about it actually. Here we go.
Can I prove we are a new civilization living a...
Let's see if we got a one with a louder one. I can't hear it. Yeah, but he talks about the state capitals, which I've always. That's how I found him, because I was thinking about the same thing and I just typed it in one day, and he started talking about it. And I said, "Jesus Christ, man! I've been thinking about this too lately."
And they're everywhere. It's everyone in every city.
It's,
in the whole world. In the whole world.
The Milan Cathedral, the Notre Dame Cathedral, the Windsor Castle, St. Stephen's Cathedral in Vienna, Austria, the Cologne Cathedral, the Tower of London, and Edinburgh Castle. They all have one massive thing in common. What is it? All of these places having this one thing that shows that the mainstream history is not giving us the full picture, and it's not even close. Massive palaces all over the world, constructed with perfection, and not one of these structures was built with a toilet. We are told that humans could ride on their donkeys without a light bulb and without a road, and construct palaces in every single country. Yet they had to go to the bathroom in their yard and wipe with a leaf. No, we're living in the ruins of the previous civilization. A civilization that either didn't use toilets at all, or this group of people were so advanced that they used a form of plumbing and sanitation that is completely misunderstood to us today. A way to remove the waste so that it's not inside your house. It was repurposed by the people who came after. What was repurposed? Not the toilets, because they didn't have any. So many of these structures, in my opinion, are repurposed, and they now need a toilet. We have shown that by using the organ in these cathedrals, it resonates with the bones below the floors. We are told that humans built the Milan Cathedral but couldn't figure out how to manage human waste. We are told that they just put their waste in the streets. They tell us that they dumped it out of the windows with a bucket and wiping with their hand. This is the story. This doesn't translate to constructing perfect palaces with architectural designs that blow our minds today. Now, thinking logically, if you could build this, and this with perfection, zero mistakes, and they're still here today, then you would be able to design a sewer system that we use today. And we all know it. No running water, yet constructing granite with precision. If you don't have running water, it's incredibly dangerous for the entire population. You have filth everywhere, diseases. Nobody is bathing. And according to the mainstream history, we are all told that ancient Rome, Greece, Mesopotamia, and the Indus Valley, they all had running water, public baths. The Romans supposedly had aqueducts, underground sewage. All of this over 2,000 years ago. This is what we are told. And then the year 500 hits. And that technology, it just vanishes. It's just gone. Nobody has running water anymore. No pipes and no baths. Just ragging themselves off over in the pond. And this carries all the way to the year 1800. I believe that this is the mainstream narrative, admitting that the previous civilization was here. In this timeline that they show us, they are admitting that plumbing, clean water, and bathing actually happened. And then something massive happened. The advanced civilization was gone. And the mainstream narrative calls them the ancients, the Roman Empire, when this was just the previous civilization. Because we didn't evolve and we didn't advance at all. We went backwards 100%. Something happened. We are told that plumbing just started back up in the 1840s, again and again and again. In our timeline, over and over. You can go back to episode 10 and 38. We've been saying this for years. It doesn't matter what topic you bring up. Everything starts back up in the 17 or 1800s. You can look at any basic invention. The plane.
Go ahead, Reese.
That's what, yo. One day we're in outhouses using gas lanterns and mules. And overnight we got cars that can fly. Doesn't make sense, but we've been here for a million. No. Hey, listen,
Yep.
I got something for you.
You said what?
I got something for you. All these buildings are all over Philadelphia. There's a palace across the street from my job. I can go there live right now inside of 1 minute if you want. And I'll see if the tour is going on. You want to do it?
Sure.
All right, hold up. Hey, let
Sure.
me up.
Yep.
Let me up on the other one.
You're on mute.
Give me a minute.
All right. So Reese is going to take us on an IRL tour. Guys, if you were in the chat, if you are an FBA or pro-black, I'm still waiting for you to call in to talk about your favorite black scientist and or inventor, mathematician, guys. Go ahead.
All right, CT.
Yep.
We got to walk like a half a block.
Okay.
Because, I mean, this is the easy thing to do. This is Philadelphia, and these palaces are all over the city. There's one every 4 blocks.
Okay.
In about 15 seconds, I'm going to be turning my camera around and show you this building. I'm going to wait till I pass the street sign because I would literally be giving you a pinpoint to my location, which I'm not ready to do yet.
All right.
All right, I'm almost at the corner. All right, here we go. See this? You're not get hit by a car.
Oh, yeah. I see it.
All right. Well, you can find out my location anyway by the name. You see that thing touching the sky, CT?
Yeah.
Those bells in there weigh more than your house. How did they get in there? How did niggas with torn clothes and camels with no fucking shoes and white men with top hats and whips get those bells up there? That gold shit on the top, that's bullshit. If you notice, the top of this thing is made of copper. Now, you can study copper and how that works in conduction and cymatics and all that. That clock is bullshit. Look at that. That is a palace. We in North Philly. We at ground zero. There's death right around the corner from here. Cracking all kinds of shit. Do you see this monstrous palace? I'm coming up on the steps, TC. You ready?
Yep.
Slaves built this? Bullshit. Look how little these niggas are. They built this? Fuck no.
I find it hard to believe.
Yeah. See these steps? Now, look at this, man. Look at this fucking thing. Look at that. You see the eight patterns in the window?
Yeah. Like we saw in Rome. Yeah.
Here we are. Look at that colossal front door, dog.
Yeah. It's like
I'm 6 foot 4, CT.
Yeah.
Why I need a door this big?
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. These are things that I've always asked myself about these buildings, man.
Where was the wagon that brought this column here? And this is one of the small ones.
Yeah, that's small.
Let me see if I can get inside. Hang on a second.
All right.
I think this is the entrance.
Is it closed today or? Oh, it's open. Okay. What do they use this building for?
Hello? This is just like
John Dunning says, imagination evolution backwards. We've been dumbed down. We've been told what to believe and don't think for ourselves.
Show somebody what it looks like. The main shrine? I don't know what it's called. The main.
You mean the church?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do I get there?
You can use the elevator, second floor, sir.
Second floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gimpy says the Church of the Suffolk, you got to call in, Gimpy. I can't pronounce that. Was built. We have pictures before it was built, and it has doors that call. They trying hard. They trying hard. They said they got pictures to show how things were built. Yeah. Yeah. I can create a picture right now, Gimpy. Let's see.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
All right, here we go. I'm about to put you on full screen. Jesus Christ, man. Is that a damn? Do they still hold mass there? Do they still hold church there?
I think so. Yeah, I don't work on Sunday, so I ain't never here.
Yeah, I know the church is always open. The Catholic churches are generally open for the public.
Now, here's one thing you got to ignore.
Yeah.
We're just looking at the building, right?
Yep.
All of this, that statue, all of this artwork.
Yeah.
And all this is all BS. That's not what this building is for. Pay attention to that.
Yeah.
The structure.
Yep.
Right? The shape of the ceiling is shaped this way for a reason.
With the arch. What do you think it's shaped like that?
My voice changed as soon as I stepped in this area. I don't know if your viewers noticed that.
I noticed it. Yeah, I noticed it.
Something going on right here with sound. And you go over to this part, that's also round up there. It's round. And this is what looks like dead center in this building, right?
Yep.
And there's another shape over here that's kind of round.
Yeah.
And you see an opening. You see openings all the way around, right? These windows were not here when this building was built hundreds of years ago or whenever. This is a giant instrument. Look at that. Look at those pipes.
Yeah.
I'm 6'4". I'm looking at these pipes. These pipes are about 10, 11 feet tall.
Jesus.
Some sound resonance was coming out this building and was used for something other than Jesus. That's the window that I showed you from the outside. Look at this place. Fabulous. Look at those columns. And everything is symmetrically perfect to the zillimeter. Nothing is out of place.
Yeah.
It's perfection, bro. Now I got to figure out how to get out of here because I don't remember what I did.
Moxie says you should see St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like our art museum.
Let's see.
I can't figure out how I got in here. I'm looking for the elevator. Oh, that ain't it. So what do you think, man? I mean, come on.
I really believe that there's a lot more to our history and why these old world buildings were actually constructed, without a doubt. I'm starting to question certain things now.
That's all you really can do because we don't know anything, man. We don't know anything.
Because it makes me question a few things. If these buildings were indeed built in the 1800s by people back then, why does it seem like all of these men were skilled enough to construct these buildings, whereas right now nobody's skilled at all to construct these buildings, man? And like you said, how did the bell get inside the tower? How did the column get there? How did they transport the column? And I've seen this stuff, man. It's absolutely remarkable, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm going to actually go to the corner because this palace Takes up an entire city block. I think this is the way I came in. Wait a minute.
Not a name says some of these buildings are truly magical. I used to sit in a church at my during undergrad because it was quiet and beautiful, just to take in the peace. Nice.
And you know what they're never gonna let you do?
Yeah.
They're never gonna let you check out the basement of these buildings. Yeah. Not near one of them ever.
Do they have basements?
Yes.
Really? Bob says CT 777 has resurrected. I heard Bob. Go ahead, Reese.
This thing is gorgeous, man.
It
and
is.
our skyscrapers look like shit. They're right angles, glass, and this took
modernism, glass. Yeah.
This took sophisticated geometry, thought, cooperation. You know, I highly doubt that there was money involved. I highly doubt anybody owed anybody anything, or there was any dumb shit like that going on.
Yeah.
These people were dealing with love. I don't even think they had buttholes.
Because of the lack of the restrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm at the next corner so you can get an idea of how colossal this thing is.
And you said a lot of Philadelphia has these old buildings.
They're all over this city. There's one few blocks up from here, just like this.
And this is right in the.
This is in the heart. This is the heart of Germantown, dog. One of the most dangerous neighborhoods in the world.
Really?
This is right smack dab, ground zero in the middle of it. Fucking palace.
As Tech says, transport the columns. Did you really just say that? The columns are stacked, carved blocks, face palm. I don't think so, bro. I don't think a lot of those are stacked, to be honest with you. Some of them are. But some
I don't know how well you can see, but I'm showing the camera down the street, couple blocks up. There's another old world building. It's bigger than everything else. You can see that.
Oh, I see it in the distance. In the what do they call it? The vantage point, or
there's another one. Can you see that steeple from that one?
I see it. Yeah, to the left. I see it.
They're everywhere in every city in the world. Millions of them. You gonna tell me we've been here 200 something plus years with power tools and we ain't built one yet?
Yeah.
We still on right angles and glass? Get the fuck out of here. Somebody's a liar.
That's nice.
Does it look to you like this goes underground and goes further?
I thought about that with certain buildings where I live at. Like, I wonder if it goes underground, like if it's
This street is on an angle a little bit. It's very hard to ride your bike up this hill.
Yeah.
But that church is flat.
Yeah.
You see the hill?
Yep.
That church is flat, bro.
I see it. Yeah.
Our handlers are liars, and I want to know why. I want to know why they're lying to us. What would be the reason for it? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. Avarian C says there's not a demand for those style of buildings currently. There is a demand. There are people like me and Reese who say, shit, man, we should build more structures like that.
Yo, imagine bringing a chick to your house and your shit look like this, even if it is small.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
That's nice, man.
The atmosphere would be better. If the sun is 60 million miles away, 90 million miles away, how can there be clouds behind it? Explain that. Huh? Those clouds 90 million miles away, they're behind the fucking sun. Stupid ass mother. They're liars, man. The sun is right there. When I say right there, I mean right the fuck there.
As Tech says, of course it's flat. It's called a level foundation.
Yeah, I give him that. That was kind of silly for me to.
But I understood what you were saying, man. In terms of is it more to that building that meets the eye at the ground level? Jihad says I'd rather live in a modern home instead of a medieval castle. I don't know, man, Jai.
Yeah, I'll give him that. No toilets.
Yeah.
I'll take the air conditioner too and the dishwasher. Oh man. Mute up. About to go near some noise.
All right. Guys, get the likes up, share the video, man. Give Reese a big thumbs up emoji for going in IRL to, I'm assuming it's a cathedral. You said CT dropped the link for me. I thought I dropped the link. The link is posted too. All right, there goes the link. Today's episode is, I'm just proving a point here. Call in. Let's talk about your favorite black scientist, mathematician. I already gave mine earlier, Sylvester James Gates. Call in, guys. I'm waiting for the proud FBAs and blacks who have a lot of animosity towards me, but I'm still here today, man. Here we go. Reese, let me get back into the main topic. If you want to stay here, that's totally fine with me. Thank you so much, Reese, for going out and doing that IRL, buddy. Salute to you.
The audience is with some of my research, but leading a group of both mathematicians and physicists about 10 years ago, we found an extraordinary result in some of the equations that are part of string theory. As I said, what I really do is I work on a subject called supersymmetry. So it's got symmetry in it, but it's got more symmetry than you probably should want to ever see. In this the mathematical context of such equations,
Spell caster with the 5 Canadian dollars says CT, Judgment Day is coming upon us. FBA is going to lay down that thunder strike and make us bow and kneel down. We will repent for our sins to FBA. No shit. Thank you so much, Reese, once again, man. I'm still going to challenge people to call in, man, like the FBAs, man, who are always mad at me because I never do anything positive. But I'm showing Sylvester James Gates. He's a world-renowned theoretical physicist. So where is Afro Nerd at today? Here we go.
We have discovered that there are mathematical structures that are indistinguishable from error-correcting codes, as does occur in digital information transmission and establishing reliable digital information transmission. And because of this, many people have concluded that the work that I and my team completed means that the universe in which we live must resemble the science fiction movie The Matrix, where we're all some kind of simulation of some program running, and that's exciting for a lot of people.
It's a little unnerving.
Well, and then there, of course, you have Bostrom, Nick Bostrom, a philosopher, who has really, put this point front and center for the public and for.
He says the computers will take over.
Yeah. He basically says that we're all just simulations. I like to point out to people a couple of things with that that I find problematic with that. One is, if you accept that, then you have to also accept the existence of ghost.
Existence of
ghost. Edgar Allan Poe, ghost.
Oh, okay.
Ghost. Right?
Why, Jim?
Because if we are simulations, there's some kind of substructure that we don't have access to that runs us as an app. So when we die, what does that mean? It means that that particular app was ended, that the app stopped running, right? But if that underlying superstructure still exists, and if there's no damage to the codeware, whoever is running this superstructure can re-enable a app, let's say Jim Gates 500 years from now. So Jim Gates comes back as a ghost. It's built into the idea that the universe is a simulation. This doesn't sound like the universe I exist in. So although many people like to say my work supports simulation theory, I actually believe that it's pointing to something far more beautiful and subtle about the nature of the laws of physics. So I don't know how familiar the audience is.
Reese, man, I'm still waiting for, these pro-blacks, man, these FBAs, man. Today is the day that it's free for all. Call in and talk. Oh, you're on mute, buddy. You're on mute. So I'm just waiting, man. They say I talk bad about blacks, but here I go.
I want to hear the construction plans. That's all I want to hear is how it was done.
Oh, you mean back in the day? Oh shit, I don't know. Yeah, they got to call in. They would have to call in, buddy.
I had to give you that little tour, though.
That was great, man. Yeah, that was really great. Thanks, man. Really appreciate that. Here we go. Here we go. Here goes a lecture from S. James Gates. He's my favorite scientist. And it's not because he looks like Albert Einstein. I'm very, here we go.
Well, good morning. What's left of it. I must admit, I have a sense of following a session of ice and fire, where we first were subjected to ice and then subjected to fire. And as a theoretical physicist, I wonder how in the world can I hold the attention of the audience, especially since you want to get to lunch. So let me try.